Welcome in our continued series in the month of May, what I call Speed Month, because of my love of the Indianapolis 500. Today's Kentucky Derby. It's a great month for racing. Speaking of racing, we want to help you race ahead in your development as a storyteller. In the last video, you heard about the importance of a main character who is relatable to the audience, someone who goes on what is traditionally called the hero's journey, from struggle to success. There's another key element you need in your story if you want it to be relatable to your audience. You can have a character who on the outside may not be relatable to the listener. One of my best examples of a successful client story is a woman named Patty, who was had done extremely well financially. She and her husband had a successful business they had sold, and she was the head of a foundation. On the surface, most people can't connect with that. It's not relatable to them. What was relatable for her, though, what made her relatable to the audience were her circumstances. That's the second part that needs to go hand in hand with the character to make this a story that the audience can lean in and think, oh, that sounds like me. Patty's circumstances were that she had been asked to speak for a fundraising event for her organization. It wasn't a fundraising event, but it was her purpose to get and attract new dollars for her foundation. She was scared to death. She had had some bad experiences in front of audience, not because she was a bad presenter, because she's an idea person. She had no structure to her presentations and speeches. She would just go off on a tangent left and right, and people couldn't follow her. They got very frustrated because she'd go over time. She had all this negative emotion. That's the relatable part. When I'm talking to business leaders, managers, sales professionals, even other speakers, they can relate to her beneath the surface, beneath that exterior of her labels of successful business owner, retired person, foundation, CEO. None of that matters. What is important is that the circumstances she faced of having to give an important speech, this was a really important one to start to get the momentum rolling with her foundation. She had to succeed. Those are circumstances people can relate to. As you're crafting your story, ask, are these circumstances that this particular audience can relate to? If not, you're going to have to create a different story so that that audience will feel like you get them, you understand their problem. In the next video, we're going to talk about the critical element that creates emotion in your story. Talk with you then.